Sports Comeback Week, and I'm here at the Central High School track this morning. You know, there's something sad about where we're at right now due to COVID-19. All of our high school sports for the spring are canceled, which means right about this time, our student athletes should be preparing for conference meets, conference games, and looking forward to the next level, to competing at state. And so we find ourselves lamenting where we're at. And as we do, I want to talk about some different sports comeback stories this week. What does it mean to go from a place where it seems like you're down and out, it seems like you've lost, and yet to rise up and return from that? And I just want to acknowledge something. For competitive athletes, losing is difficult. I know as someone who's competed as a runner for many, many years, I can tell you, I don't like losing. I like to be in the front. I like to be on the top. And so to find myself in this place where I'm not, it's difficult. And that's the story of Jared Wallace. From the time Jared was little, he was groomed to be a runner. See, even before Jared could walk, his dad pushed him in a stroller the entire length of a marathon. And as Jared grew, Jared won nearly every event that he entered. People even started whispering about the Olympics. By the time Jared was a senior in high school, he'd already committed to run for the University of Georgia. He was a state champion in the 800 meters and the 1600 meters. And yet during his senior season, he experienced the pain of shin splints. At least that's what he thought it was, and as a runner, this is a fairly common injury. But it was later revealed as he went to a doctor that he was diagnosed with compartment syndrome. The answer for that was surgery, a surgery that was supposed to be a 6-week recovery. However, for Jared, that didn't happen. Complications led to a place where, at 20 years old, Jared had to have his leg amputated. And his dreams were dashed. Jared couldn't handle losing. So what did he do? He ran. He ran from God. He ran from the faith that he was brought up in. He got involved in drinking and drugs and other high-risk activities. And yet somehow God brought him back from that. And Jared realized losing doesn't have to mean losing. And it was about this time that God put a new dream in front of him. One that still whispered the Olympics. Only this time it was the Paralympics. Jared dreamed of competing. Not only competing, but breaking, smashing world records in the Paralympics. He trained and was able to compete in the 2012 London Olympic Games. And yet Jared didn't do that well. And yet God whispered to him, losing doesn't mean losing. Get up. Keep trying. And the next year at the Pan Am Games, in the 200 meters, Jared broke the world record in the prelims. Someone said to him, "Hey Jared, do you think you can go faster?" And he said, "I hope so." That night, God reminded Jared, "You've already won. Just go out there and do your best and shine for me." And Jared did. And Jared once again smashed the world record. It's what Jared has on the blade of his amputated leg that sticks out to me. It's the words, I run for him. Jared still runs. And he's launched an organization called Leg in Faith, helping amputees like him who have Olympic aspirations. I think of the words that Paul says in Acts chapter 20, verse 24. He says, I consider my life worth nothing to me, only that I might finish the race and complete the task that God has laid out for me, the task of testifying to the good news of the gospel. That's Jared's story. That's what's written on his blade. I run for him. Winning for Paul is more than about keeping his life. See, in Acts chapter 20, Paul is preparing to go into a difficult situation, a losing situation, where he's going to lose his life eventually because of it. And yet he says, I don't care. My entire goal in life is to finish the race, is to complete the task, is to testify to Jesus. I run for him. And so losing doesn't mean losing. I don't know where you're at right now. Maybe you feel like you've lost your high school sports season. Maybe you feel like you've lost your health due to an injury. Maybe you've lost a relationship because of a breakup or the devastating loss of a loved one. Here's what I know. In Jesus, losing doesn't mean losing. God says to us, get back up, keep running. So who's with me? Who's ready to go another lap around the track with me this morning? Whether you're running strong or whether you're limping along, let's remember God will get all of us to the finish line. And I'll see you again next time.